and get our 3 viewers back in here. I do love that when I write Black History on there, it does the colors.
I liked that. I
That's
noticed
great.
that.
Boom, boom, boom. We are live. Posted. Okay, so again, hey, it is the 24th of February. It is the last Wednesday in February, so we're gonna make sure that we cover and celebrate Black History Month. I'm with Laura here to, yep, to hold on, let me think about this. To my right, your left. There we go. If you're watching this, to my right, your left. Yep. I know I had like an out of body experience for a minute.
Looking at it, it's to my right, but
I like
yeah.
did like a Doctor Strange like astral plane kind of thing. It's like where the fuck am I? Um, we're gonna talk. We're gonna like I said, we're gonna talk about uh, comic book artists, writers, creators, what have you, individuals who have inspired us in the Black community that deserve to be recognized. And of course, I've got this very small platform to do it. And of course, if I've got any chance to recommend artist books or anything like that that could spark your imagination, or Laura as well, I mean, we're here to do it. Laura, did you read or watch anything good this weekend?
So I started rereading Bark Skins. I got like a little bit into it and then never finished.
Not familiar with that.
It was a limited Hulu, I believe, TV show, and it was really good. So I bought the book, but the book's like this thick and like really fine print and spans over the course of literally 100 years.
Okay.
Um, and then we started watching The Nick on HBO. It's like a show from 2014. It's like a hospital,
That's
1900s.
got Clive Barker in it, right? Clive Owen.
One of them.
Yeah, Clive Owen. And here's a dog scratching open my goddamn door.
Oh, I've got one too. But yeah,
Um,
it's really good so far.
yeah, I think I saw something like maybe I don't know if it was like an era kind of piece, and then he had like a straight razor blade or something, and like a Showtime promo or something. Is that the same
Yeah,
show?
it starts in 1900 and it's about like medical procedures. They're in a hospital, the Knickerbocker Hospital, and
Ooh.
the name of the Nick, and they're forced to hire a black man as the deputy chief of surgery, and it's just really, it's pretty good. I won't say
So
it's like amazing and mind blowing, but it's good. It's nice to watch.
is it like, hey, here's the crazy batshit, like here's the procedures they used to do back in the day, or is it like here's
It's
the things
yeah,
the
it
crazy?
kind of discusses like the evolution of medicine. They do add a very historical element to it. So there's like, the rich New York families that we've known about. They bring Edison
Mhm.
in and stuff like that. So there is like a nonfiction like undertone when it comes to the procedures, but
Uh,
it's not crazy like you would think.
hmm.
But it's good.
Watching. I don't know what I watched this week. Um, we started watching. I'm sure we started watching something. I can't think of it. Jen got a new PC game, so she's been playing that. I've been reading a little bit. I know I watched a movie this week. Oh no, I know what I did. Um, Aubrey's never seen any of the Rambo movies, so I thought 9 was a tender age to do that. And
It is. It's perfect.
we started off with the Full Blood, and then got into uh, First Blood Part 2, and then like the first half of the third one. I'm like all on Sunday. Um,
Pretty good Sunday.
yeah, we had like spam sandwiches too, like a regular like lame dad Saturday or Sunday. I dug
Yeah,
it.
you lost me at spam.
Jen hates it too, but I just put my own little spin on it and just toast it up real nice and cheese it, make some toast, real
How do you
good.
put your own spin on spam? Like it's
Uh,
spam.
yeah,
Gross.
but cheese, ketchup, and toast. I started watching Clarice. Good show. Now, Brian, tell us, is Clarice like a prequel to Silence of the Lambs? Because
That's the vibe I got. I haven't watched it
yeah,
yet.
because I don't think I want to know anything else about her after. If it didn't have to do with Hannibal Lecter, like I don't care about her career, anything other than Hannibal Lecter, honestly. I mean,
I'm
I
sure
hate.
she did great things.
I'm sure she did too. I mean, she brought down Wild Bill or Buffalo Bill, and
Buffalo
like
Bill.
she was still like technically a
Uh,
trainee.
sure.
It's after Hannibal Lecter escapes. Mm, you got to sell me on it a little bit more, bud.
Mm.
No, go ahead.
I feel like he's selling it the way that I sold the Wilds.
Yeah, right. It's right after Buffalo Bill. Hmm. So does she have
Mm.
some kind of like psychologist, issue or something? Did you put a dip in? I'm sorry, that's my wife. Um, no, I mean, I'd be interested, I guess. I did read a few books this weekend, though. I read That Texas Blood. Really, really good one. Really, really good art in it. And it's it's about these two brothers. Um, she has PTSD. I could imagine.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that
About
happened.
these two brothers in Texas. They were wild children back in the day, getting all kinds of mayhem. One brother leaves. He starts a clean slate. The other brother stays in there, gets in all kinds of trouble. The brother vows to never go back to this town in Texas, but of course he has to once his brother is murdered and they can't find out who. And then he comes back and tries to unravel this chain of events of what happened, and he's essentially got that Texas blood in him, and that old wild child, that old drug drinking and dealing drugs and fighting and killing people comes back. It actually was a pretty good read. And then I read um, Dealing with the Girl in the Well who was the Attorney General's daughter. Oh, is Precious in it? Is the dog in it? Dog's in it. I'll check it out. Scout's honor. Um, I read Mountainhead. So this one, um, young boy and his dad are like vagrants, and they're kind of like living day by day, and they're Precious is in it. Okay, I'll give her a try. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna watch it week to week, but maybe I'll check it out once the first season's over. Um, him and the dad, they're stealing and they're swindling people to get by. And one night they go and rob this old man's house to find out the old man's there. They're spooked. He's like, "Too late, bud. Already called the cops." Cops come. Dude, the dad's like a conspiracy theorist. Like the man's always out to get him and stuff like that. The dad gets shot. Boom, hits the porch. Right. They bring the young boy in the interrogation office and talk to him like, "Hey, listen." I think his name's Noah. He's like, "Hey Noah, listen, like we got some big freaking news for you." Like, what's up? Like, my dad dead? And he's like, surprisingly, no, he got shot in the head, but it went out one way. Super craziness. He's going to live, but your name's not Noah. Actually, this man kidnapped you from like the NICU, and you actually have a real family that's been looking for you this entire time. And this crazy man kidnapped you. And they go and they take the young boy to his actual family, and they live up on this mountain. But the same day he's reunited with his family in this mountain town, this man who was attacked by some kind of thing that was hiking the mountain comes back, and he's naked in all the snow, and he's missing a finger, and he's spouting all this crazy nonsense about there's something coming, and like crazy all hell ensues. And it was like the horror of it is kind of like John Carpenter's The Thing, like that crazy holy shit body horror, and like manga creator like Junji Ito. Like, look at this dude, like just pulled his shirt open. Look at all that.
I dig that.
Yeah, super cool. And this book, it was, I think this is 5 or 6 issues in this trade, and they got through issue 2 before COVID started, and they had to stop presses, and they didn't think they'd get this book done. They rushed these. This book got printed, and it actually got a lot of buzz. And I was listening to a comic podcast, and they were really talking it up, and I had to check it out. But no, I really dig this. If you like John Carpenter's The Thing, this was really, really dope. Really, really dope. I think I got Allery to buy it too. Speaking of, like I said, I don't want to take anything away from speaking on and talking about Black History Month, but I also kind of want to just drag Allery this whole episode.
Yeah.
Like, I know she's going to eventually watch this, or maybe she's just going to pay us lip service and say she watched it, but she's out getting her hair done, and
Her
I'm going to
hair's
commit.
did.
Yeah, like I might commit the cardinal sin, but yeah, she's out here getting her hair did. I'm not going to bring this camera any closer, but she chose beauty over brains. This knowledge of nerdness that we hold every Wednesday. She chose beauty, and like I
I
said,
fully blame her for the problems at the beginning. Like,
yeah,
even
I
the
don't know. That,
yeah.
man. It's bad. That's bad juju on that one. I gotta give me a second. I got another cat that wants out of here. Go on. What's up? You want me to try some chips?
Yes.
Okay. Come here.
They're not spicy.
Jen has some crazy Japanese hot garlic chips.
They're not spicy.
Oh, they're not spicy. Okay, thank
They're
you.
just really good.
Appreciate it. Allery ditches this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look. She is getting her hair done. So she's been there for
Hey,
the last 3
hair
hours.
appointments can run for a long time.
I hear you.
Do you want some more?
No, I'm good there. Thank you.
You didn't like it?
No, it's good. It's your chips.
I'm trying to share it with my hubby.
I'm good. Thank you.
Hi, Gord.
Take Gord out here.
He just went.
No. Check those 2 books out. I'm still reading that gigantic Gotham City omnibus. Brian Fire Chips. Yes. Brian and I spent time in Japan together. Brian knows what we're talking about. Read those. I'm reading that gigantic Gotham omnibus. Big news. What's some big news that popped in today? Hi guys. What's up, Mom?
Hey, Cheryl.
Again, I want to stay away from the WandaVision talk. I just don't. I mean, I'm sure everybody wants to talk about it, and I want to stay away from it because everybody.
We'll wait till the end.
We'll wait. Yeah, exactly. I don't want everyone to. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, especially people who want to watch at the end. If I don't know how this is one of the. I know you get upset. Like I said, you're a person who wants to watch all of it at once, but I just know that I would get everything under the sun spoiled, and I'm sure that these 220 followers I have on this page know me for like a person that likes comic books, and they're like, hey, what about this? And I get a lot of people that ask me questions, drop me DMs, and like, what do you think's going on here? And like, I don't want to be that guy. I am excited. I was very impressed with Marvel. Kind of like we all had an idea who would what that kind of twist was at the end there, but they still kind of made it fresh. You know, they kind of like wrapped around it, gave you a lot of filler, a lot of chuffa that made you keep thinking, and kind of wrapped back around to it. But
I mean, every week.
Hi, Miss Laura.
Hope you're well. Every week we watch it. We typically watch it on Saturdays, and it ends, and I get so mad. I'm like, that's it? Why did that go so fast? And we typically watch it twice over the weekend at least, because they're just so well done. Every episode like trumps the last one, and it's just I can't wait to get into the thing.
Did you see that they actually did in fact announce after the teasers from yesterday, they didn't now in fact announce the Spider-Man title today?
No, I didn't see that.
The title for the new Spider-Man movie is No Way Home. So we have Homecoming, we have Far From Home, and now it is No Way Home. So
I will say that Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are my favorite out of the entire MCU.
He is I believe that kid was born to be Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
No, I think that's really it. Like I said, I think we've got 2 more episodes of WandaVision. We got one this Friday, and then the following week is the last week of WandaVision. Following that, the next week after that ends, we'll start Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'll be honest with you, without Chris Evans, if I miss a week, I think I'd be okay. I think I'm not going to be chomping at the bit every Friday like I am with WandaVision, how fresh and new it is, and how different it is. That's what I just think. I don't know.
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, we are here. We are talking about. Let's not do it this way. Let's try it that way. Oh, that one's weird. Let's try that way. Well, let's try one more. Hold on one second. Let's try something.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. Let's. Give me one second. Let me hide the both of us. 3, 2, 1, and you're back. And try that. Hey, that works.
Oh, there
All
we
right.
go.
Yeah. So we're talking Black History Month, and of course, there are a lot of people we could talk about. There's a lot of people I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about someone who is relevant today. I want to talk about someone who is putting out books and work today for me. I want to talk about someone that, if it's something I speak of, it's something that you can pick up, that's readily available, that's not into a huge point. That was kind of my choice. What was your choice behind your? How was the reasoning behind your choice, Laura?
My choice stems from the first internationally distributed comic that featured both I guess, all writer, illustrator, editor, and main character of person of color.
I
So,
follow the lines. Yeah, I made sure that I definitely wanted to have a all black creative team behind
yeah,
my.
it was all in one. And I just really love one of the creators as a person and an activist and just a good soul.
I dig it. I had a couple ones. I was between. I kind of want to pick Ta-Nehisi Coates, who wrote a New York Times bestseller, but also he wrote Black Panther. Also, he is currently writing Captain America. Um, I also wanted to kind of talk about Dwayne McDuffie. He has passed all too soon, but he started the Icon comic imprint that was all black superheroes. Also, he created Static Shock and a couple other big characters like that. Kind of want to talk about Mark Bernardin. He's wrote some Battlestar Galactica and done some things like that, but also he's a huge he's the right hand man to Kevin Smith on his podcast. I really enjoy him. But let's go ahead and talk about your pick right here. Let me see if I can get it on here to work right. Hey, there we go. Oh, I don't want to do that. We mix this up every time. All right, this is fine. Let's see. Hold on. This is utter nonsense. I don't want to do that. I don't want to like flip these around. I wish I can just drag them and move them. Um, let's do that. How about that? All right, Laura, take it away. Your choice. Your individual we want to recognize during Black History Month.
So, you know me, I love a strong woman. And Amandla Stenberg is most certainly that. I first met her on the big screen as Rue from Hunger Games.
Really?
And yes, and she faced a lot of
Yeah.
backlash and criticism from fans because she wasn't what they saw as Rue. And she was amazing and she handled that so gracefully. She's been in a lot of other movies,
Right.
spoken out for a lot of things. And she also helped to create Niobe, which is published by Stranger Comics. The character itself was first introduced in their comic The Untamed, which is actually going to be coming to HBO soon. And
Okay.
then she
There we go.
helped develop that character and create 2 volumes of this so far. It's supposed to be a trilogy. Um, and it's great. Like I said, they had a black female author, a black female illustrator. The editor of Stranger Comics worked on this. His name's Sebastian Jones, and he's also a person of color. And then the central character is as well. And she's actually like a half elf warrior, which is really cool because I'm about that. And there's actually quite a bit of character development that happens throughout this story. She starts as this like little girl, this symbol of peace and a savior, and she gets so beaten down by the world that she like becomes just this badass bounty hunter, like slaying down human trafficking and like
Okay.
just, oh yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. She like takes down the slave trade of young girls, and
Nice.
the character actually resembles Amandla a lot. They based a lot of the illustrations of the older Niobe after her, so that's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Nice. And then this other picture I've got here. My computer wants to be slow. Honestly, you know what I think? I mean, don't mean to get off topic. What I've spent most of my week actually was just looking at ways to build a PC.
Yeah, you can see how the character there resembles Amandla. And if you can build a PC, good for you. I don't know if you can hear that, but my dishwasher sings a tune every time it's done, and it lasts way long. There's like 3 points where you think it's done, and it just keeps going.
We got a rice. So Jen almost exclusively cooks Japanese now, and we got a rice cooker from Japan, and every time it's done, it does Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to look up where I could pick any of these up, or who the publisher is, or maybe if a Comixology has these or not. Because I'm sure if they're on Amazon, if they're on Amazon,
the Niobe or Niobe's on. I got it off of Comixology. You can also buy straight from Stranger Comics. They're not a huge, big publisher. I definitely recommend looking into the Untamed. Some of the artwork was done by Peter. I'm gonna butcher this last name, Bergting. But he worked on Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
Really?
And he's working on the HBO stuff as well, so it should be pretty interesting.
Nice.
And this was kind of born out of that.
Yeah, I do see the first 2 volumes here on the.
Yeah, the third one's not out.
Get them on there. Yeah, get those on Comixology. Nice. No, I was not aware of this. I did not know who this young woman was. I mean, is she a young woman now? How old is she now?
I want to say early 20s.
Okay. Well, young as a mindset, I suppose.
Are you drinking a Mr. Pibb?
Are
you spitting in a Mr.
Pibb? That's a Pibb extra.
Oh. Okay.
So someone's waiting on them taxes to come back. All right, I get Pibb extra now. I don't know. I got a move coming up here in another month. No, like I said, it was a publisher I don't think I've even recognized before. But as long as
they're very small. I think the first thing that Jones did was in like 2015, so they're very new. I'm pretty sure they just have the 2 titles out. I couldn't find. I think there's a third one that I totally can't remember, but they're, yeah.
I'll have to look into that one. No, again, I just looking at Comixology here, and then no, that art is really, really good. I'm surprised somebody at the big 2 isn't chomping at the bit to get some of this. I know Marvel and DC would kill for that.
And there's like some depth to the characters too that I feel like sometimes we don't often see, especially in newer publishers and stuff.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, I definitely like I said, it's this we can have this conversation. Of course, it's Black History Month, but obviously anytime we can talk about small, relatively unknown to the masses, titles and creations like this, hell yeah. I had no idea that young Rue even grew up. I thought, I just think in movie world, I'm like, oh, she's a little girl forever.
Yeah, she's done some great things since then.
Yeah, I mean,
and the illustrator's name is Ashley Woods, and I did a dive into some of her artwork, and she is just, I mean, you can see it right there. She's phenomenal.
You know who I don't think who could create their own comic book? Allery, talking about you. I'm just over it, miss.
She's still getting her hair done. It's
Oh,
okay.
I hope she watches
She'll
this.
still be getting her hair did next week.
I wanted to see if she's doing all right from her COVID shot. No,
Well, she's well enough to get her hairs did.
I
So
know, right? Well enough to get her hair. You knew what Wednesday was. You knew.
I know she scheduled it.
Yeah. Good Lord.
You know what I did? I was like, no, can't hang out, friends. It's Wednesday. I have a commitment.
I'm telling you.
People are like, let's play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, I can do any night but Wednesday. Commitment.
Nice. So how you guys do your Dungeons and Dragons? You guys do it on like Discord or something like
So we're gonna play with Fantasy Ground, but we're also gonna do Discord for I've never used Fantasy Ground. I downloaded it. Our DM is the one who's doing all the licensing, and I'm excited for it. We're not starting until next month, so
Okay.
we'll see.
Right.
Got to do some research.
Are you creating your own character? Or you guys have like preset characters?
Oh, we're creating our own characters. So this group and I had this really incredible campaign about, God, it was like 5 years ago at this point, that was just the funnest one, and we all still think about. So like the hopes are that we can, get back in the groove and play a like pre-made campaign on Fantasy Grounds.
No.
That our DM's already paid for, and then eventually we can go back to Goose Down was the place, and then like bring back those characters after the big sleep. But for this one, we're definitely gonna create some new characters. I'm excited.
Yeah, that does sound pretty dope. Hello from Maine. I missed your last 3 episodes. My favorite thing to watch on Facebook. Thank you.
Oh,
Maine.
Thanks, Nicholas.
What's in Maine?
He's in Maine. He just said he's in Maine.
I wonder. It does sound like as I'm getting older, like the cold sounds, obviously more feasible to me. Maine sounds great actually. Plus lobster.
It gets cold in Maine too.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I enjoy it now.
Oh, okay. I like winter. I was good with winter until I had that 20-hour power outage. Didn't want to do that.
No, we had it snowed once when I was in Japan, and I've been in the South the last 10 years anyway. So no, I'm not shit. Maine sounds great. Building solar farms. Look at you.
Right.
Changing the world. Changing the world like
saving the turtles and the polar bears.
Like our great creators we're talking about Black History Month. Beg my pardon, but again, Laura, give me her name one more time.
Amandla Stenberg. Yeah, like Amanda, but with an L before the last A.
Okay.
And like Steinberg, but without the I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about my choice, my individual I wanted to talk to about this for Black History Month. I went ahead and, because Jen's been on the computer playing a PC game, I went old school and legal padded it. What I want to talk about, but the worst thing was, I did all this, prepared for it, and now I missed all my books. I can't find this book. I'm thinking I let someone borrow it so I could show pictures, but I can't. I have no idea where the hell it went. But I'm going to talk about Sanford Green. Love Sanford Green. Sanford Green is a comic book illustrator for at least the last 15 years now. He's worked for DC. He's worked for Marvel. He's worked for Dark Horse. He's worked for Image. Some of his recent and notable works is he did a Power Man, i.e. Luke Cage, Power Man and Iron Fist series with Marvel, obviously. I'm thinking. His art's great. Love his art. Let me see if I can. Like my being so slow today. Love his art. Totally dig it. Luke Cage looks awesome, but he did that, and he did that as well as, say it again.
Luke Cage looks like a Hufflepuff there.
Right? Oh, color scheme. I gotcha. Okay. Is that a Harry Potter's? Yeah, I have to give my wife on that one.
Not a Star War.
Not a Star War. He got well known. He got noticed for Power Man and Iron Fist. Great looking books. Then he was optioned for, I spoke earlier about Ta-Nehisi Coates' great Black Panther run. He did a lot of covers for those as well. And then he decided, hey, it's kind of like those actors that become directors. You're in front of the camera so much. You see everybody behind the camera working so much. You're like, I think I can do this. He teamed up with one of his good friends, David Walker, and they had an idea. And of course, it wasn't any of these licensed characters. So they took it to Image Comics and they pitched their idea. And that idea was, see, my thing being so slow today. I don't know what's going on. Facebook. I'm gonna have to find a new platform to do this on. They created a book called Bitter Root. Great thing is, it was David Walker, Paul Brown, and Sanford Green. They all came together, 3 collaborators, to create Bitter Root. And David Walker, in fact, wrote the Power Man and Iron Fist with Marvel, and of course Sanford Green drew it. So they came over to Image. They pitched their idea. They're like, yeah, let's give it a run. They initially gave it like a 6-issue run. Let's see. This book is essentially, it's a black family of monster hunters. Okay, it's set, the timepiece, or the era for this book is perfect because it's in the 1920s during the Harlem Renaissance. So you can see what his arts and his colors, like, he really makes this pop. And this is obviously where I'm going to show a book that I don't have right now, but it's a beautifully drawn book. The era is perfect, but they're monster hunters in the Harlem Renaissance in the 20s, right? It's created by an all-black creative team, which I absolutely love. This book, it's essentially, they talk about through the lineage throughout all time. It was like this dynasty of a family that's this lifelong monster hunters they're named the Sangrenés. It's crazy spelling, but their last name is Sangrenay. And again, living in Harlem, they fight these monsters called Genos. And in the book, in the first issue or so, a terrible tragedy has devastated this family. And then the only remaining members of the Sangre family are the ones you see here. And what I really loved about this book was one of the few things. One, the characters are all different. It's very easy to pick them apart, see who's who. And the remaining, again, this huge tragedy happens, takes out a number of these Sangre family, and the remaining members, they come together to take out this new threat of monsters that are looming to destroy the world. And like I said, one of the first things you notice is the art. Sanford Green absolutely kills it. I love it when someone who is an illustrator comes out and she's like, hey man, I've got ideas too. They put out this book. And like I said, the very first page, it's a double page spread. Like, it sucks I don't have this fucking book in front of me. I had no idea what I had to go look for it. It's all these black individuals in a jazz club in the 20s in Harlem, just having the time of their life. And like I said, you think in 20s in Harlem, you're like, it's a rough time, and it's a rough period for individuals of color. But like, there's so much bright and the color palette of this book is so wide, and I think it really sells it. But again, great characters. All the characters are distinct. You can tell who's who. They have their own distinct traits and looks, and they all have their own mannerisms, if you would, or their own quirkiness about them. All the characters really stand out in this book. What I love was also like their base and their headquarters for their monster fighting was in their granny's elixir shop. Like, old granny has an elixir shop. Old, if you look up there on the, you're looking at the picture, you're looking at like the top right, the whole old granny up there. They're all about the women in this. They use these elixirs as magic to lay the root work for these fights. So they got like a spiritual realm or condentation. What am I thinking? Magic wise, the words
A
escaping.
spell or oh my god, now it's
Incantation. There we go. An
incantation.
There we go.
See, if Valerie was here, she would have known it right off the
I
bat.
know. Thanks. Appreciate it, Al. I'm calling you Al now. But the women in the family, like
those woman folk,
they use these elixirs to like lay the root work for these battles. They use these elixirs, for the battles, for healing, to tell fortunes, to put charms on people or the monsters that they're fighting. And there's even a part where the women or the old granny tells the young woman you there see with the boa, she's she tells her, hey, the women do the brain work and the men do the brawn work, but this woman, this young lady, she's
I do both.
Absolutely, she's tough as nails. She's really not into all this like hocus pocus jargon. She's ready to just kick some ass. And if you look, her brother is the individual there in purple, and he's a complete opposite. He's not a tough guy. He doesn't want to fight. This magic and these elixirs, he finds them very interesting. So you've got that kind of that swap, that yin and yang there. So we've got also big gigantic dude right there in the green suit. He's the creation of these characters are so great because he's a big gigantic brute. He's the bad tough guy of the family, but every time he speaks, he uses some crazy big word you've never heard of, and you go and Google it on your phone as you're reading it. So it's like, oh, he's this big brute, or he, like the most movies or shows we watch, he must be some kind of brute and an idiot. No, he's actually a super smart, intelligent man. He paints these members of this family as very smart, intelligent people, and I think that's something that I hate to say that a lot of people don't do enough in the comic medium or in any of the mediums now. I mean, we're leaps and bounds from where we were, but it's good. I mean, representation matters, and obviously showing persons of color who aren't all brawn but brains as well. I think it's very important. Like I said, he uses huge words in every sentence or every statement he makes. Where I was reading the book and I was looking them up. Like I said, the young boy in the purple, that's Cullen. He's not really the fighter, like I said. His sister and brother, they should be like the reverse roles of each other. So that they play off that a lot in the book. I'm really not trying to give a lot of spoilers because it's a very good book.
I mean, you've convinced me to read it.
Oh, it's so good. I let you borrow it if I could find it.
Gonna say,
I let one of my friends and one of my soldiers. I let him borrow it once, and he loved it. And then he actually went to my local comic shop and bought the second volume of it. But things from the world, and then what else I write here? Take things from the real world, put them in the supernatural. No, I do. What I liked about this book was the fact that I'm trying to give away too much of it. They take things from the real world, like real world scenarios, like day-to-day things, and they take them in this book and put a supernatural kind of mythic kind of value to it. It's kind of like, and of course, if Valerie was here, I'd give her this tidbit, but it's almost like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's like Buffy took the horrors of being a high school girl or being a high school teenager and put that monster face to it, And this book does it, is in line with the same kind of theme. Does it very well. Green and Walker, like I said, they did the same thing here when it comes to Buffy, but they did the same thing, like I said, with Buffy, putting this monster's face to these everyday real world problems. They did the same thing here with racism and hate. Because the big twist, again, it is 1920s. It's the Harlem Renaissance. And people with racism and hatred in their hearts are the ones who are turning into these monsters that they are fighting. So they put this real world spin on it. Because again, like I'll say it 1,000 times, it's 1920s Harlem Renaissance. And if you don't think there's an awful lot of racism and hate there, I'd be remiss. which brings on the debate for the Sanford family, is that if you have that much hate and racism in your heart, can you be cured, or have you already turned into this monster? And that's what they're fighting. And I think it's a really cool theme. I think it's a really cool message. My hair's all crazy. Holy hell. Take a real world spin and put it into a mythic and supernatural kind of thing. I really dig it. I think it was really smart.
I felt like, not to interrupt, but I felt like Niobe was very similar in that, like, it had all of these tones and themes of racism, sexism, particularly. Like, it was basically talking about the human trafficking of young girls without blatantly saying, you know. And it took these really heavy, real world, like, issues that we see, these themes, these problems, and it put it under a layer of the mythical and the supernatural, and it changed the timeline, but was also still talking about those things as if they're still, like, in the way that they're happening today.
No, absolutely.
Or in 1920 or whenever the timeline.
No, I mean, we live in a real world. I read comics to escape the real world, but again, they bleed over. They're themes that have gone on far too long, but have been there forever, in a sense, and they be addressed. And of course, it's a book that I really enjoy. Like I said, like how much hate and racism can you have in your heart, and can you be cured, or should you be put down? And that's this battle that the Sanford family, goes between. And because if you succumb to this hate, and are you too far gone, and are you considered honestly a monster? That's kind of a theme that sadly is still taking place today. I think it's a very smart book. It's a very colorful book. It is a very twist heavy book. I didn't even give away the biggest twist. It is cool that, like I said, we put this Buffy vibe to it, that these monsters are actually people, fueled by hate and racism. If it sounds like it's a little bit on the nose, is because we know hate and racism can lead people to turn into monsters, without question. But I think this book was an awesome, absolutely awesome trade. To put it in perspective, this book was such a hit that came out of nowhere, and I'm so glad he's gotten recognized for it. If my pictures ever load, in 2020, they won the Eisner Award for Best Continuing Series. The Eisner is the comic book equivalent of an Oscar. They beat out Ed Brubaker's Great Criminal Run. They beat out the soft reboot to Neil Gaiman's new Sandman book, The Dreaming. And one of Allery's favorites, she mailed me and had me do a video on the channel for Crowded. Yes, your book got beat, Allery. I'm done.
She's not even gonna watch this.
No, she's not. People are like, who the hell is he talking about? No, it won the Eisner, and I couldn't be more happy for him. Like I said, this guy has done no writing before, only illustrating, and him and his collective team came together and wrote this book, and it was a hit. And it was recognized and won essentially the Oscar for Best Continuing Series for 2020. I'm pretty pumped. And you spoke of your choice as well being optioned for an HBO series, correct? You said yep. HBO, right?
Not Niobe, but the parent story to Niobe.
The parent,
the Untamed.
Big news here within the last 2 months. Ryan Coogler, Fruitvale Station, and Black Panther will produce a comic series adaptation of Bitterroot. To give you context, how quickly they jumped onto this property was there are only 11 issues of this book out right now, and they've already jumped on it. Wow. So, pretty excited, pretty pumped for that. Couldn't happen to what seems like the nicest guy in the world, and I couldn't be more happy for someone who has gone out of his comfort realm. I hope. I don't hope. I assume was his comfort realm with illustrating, but of course that's also the same thing. Like I'm sure a lot of people. I think this book didn't get picked up a really big once it first started. I think the Eisner hype helped this book get into a lot more hands. But I do. I'm so glad that a all black creative team won the Eisner for the current best ongoing series, and I think that is mad dope. But what else? You got anything? What else do we think? Who do you almost have any honorable mentions? Were you torn between some picks?
Honestly, I was like over the moon with who my pick was that I didn't even second guess. I was like, nope, this is it. Not even. But I mean, there's so many great like creators of content out there that I'm so happy to see finally getting recognized. I mean, if you look at like some of the, bigger media, like what Key and Peele have done, like
That was my
especially
other
like
choice.
with the horror movies, like they've kind of well, the one, sorry, I am totally backwards right now, but they've kind of changed the game and flipped the script on the narrative, and it's great to see. I mean,
Yeah, he was honestly. I was almost about to make him my honorable mention because obviously Jordan Peele's
that's
phenomenal.
yep.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
I was like, I can't remember his first name. I'm just not
Get
gonna try.
Get Out was a social commentary horror movie that you didn't know you needed. It was
Yep,
phenomenal. Us was phenomenal.
absolutely.
He is producing and Nia DaCosta, young black female, is directing the Candyman reboot, as well as Nia DaCosta just got uh, the the big call for she was now confirmed to do the Captain Marvel 2 movie. But my biggest thing, like I said, love Key and Peele, thought it was hilarious. Love Get Out, love Us. But growing up as a huge fan of the Twilight Zone,
Yes,
I love Jordan Peele. I love that he has taken on that Rod Serling role in the Twilight Zone. Get Out was great. Absolutely, didn't see it coming. Should have seen it coming, but I didn't. Um, I do. I think that it was hard because obviously this is a comic page. I wanted to stick with comic books. But Jordan Peele has floored me with everything he's done, and I think if he can continue to keep on the trajectory that he's on, he could be our generation's like Alfred Hitchcock. I think he could. I
absolutely,
I really
without a
like.
doubt.
Yeah, I was torn between talking about Jordan Peele, but obviously wanted to keep it comic book related. Um, I also wanted to talk about uh, Yahya Abdul Mateen. He will be in the new Candyman movie.
Yeah, I can't
He
wait for that.
um, did you watch the Watchmen HBO Max series?
No, I haven't. I started it back when we still had satellite, and
Mm.
then we got rid of everything. And since we've started streaming, I just haven't gone back to it yet. It's on the list.
Okay, so I won't spoil it about him.
I mean, you can spoil it. I've read
Um,
up on
Huge
everything.
absolute spoiler because it was brilliant. The entire show is revolving around all these terrible things that have happened post Watchmen. Regina King steals the show. She's phenomenal. She's without question one of my favorite actresses currently acting. She's the main character in it. All this and that. The huge twist is she has a house husband who got in a car accident and suffered some brain altering injuries. He stays at home with the kids, cooks dinner. He's always there for his wife. Huge pull the rug out from underneath you moment. Yahya Abdul Mateen is actually Dr. Manhattan in hiding the entire time on
Hmm.
Earth, and blew me away. Blew me away. Um, No, yeah, I was definitely torn between him and Jordan Peele. They both really blew the doors off of me for the last year now. Last year, man, this year went by fast. Last year went by fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I mean, so we recognize a few individuals we think that deserve some more buzz, more pop. There's obviously we could do this all night long if we wanted to. What do we think? So next Wednesday is the 3rd of March. We want to talk about the 3rd of March. We'll have one episode of WandaVision after that. So we'll still have to hold off on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is March celebrate anything? Is there a celebration for March that I don't know about the month?
Well, we were gonna have Allery do her pick this week, and we were gonna talk about this last week. So I feel like we should make Allery pick for next Wednesday.
I think we just vote Allery out. Um, what else? Big things in March. I know. I know the Snyder Cut gets released in March. I know.
There's usually a basketball thing that happens. Is
Yeah,
that happening?
maybe we do that. That sounds kind of fun. How about that? How about
Your
we do?
birthday, Chris.
Yes, my birthday is in March. I will be 31 this year. Oh my god.
Wait, I'm 31 this year.
You know what would be cool? Maybe we do so basketball thing, March Madness, right? You're familiar with when we were younger, we'd always do the brackets and pick the teams and all that. Yes, so let's do that.
Do a bracket.
Yes, let's do a March Madness bracket. We'll figure out the theme.
You should have people submit their favorites
Yeah,
for
categories.
the like for the beginning, like first bracket.
Yeah, we just got to decide on a category.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd be pretty dope.
If you win the bracket, I'll get a Chris's Comment Corner tattoo. I have 2
Ooh.
tattoo appointments in March.
Nice. No, I think that bracket idea is awesome. The Wednesday after that. So, oh Lord, the Wednesday. So the 3rd we'll do a bracket. The following Wednesday will be the 10th of March, and WandaVision will be over. We're
obviously talking about that.
Our full wrap up, and then the following Wednesday after that is St. Patrick's Day. Actually falls on Wednesday,
which is my absolute favorite holiday. I don't know that I can. I don't know. We'll see. I might be getting a little rowdy in my own home celebrating my Irish heritage.
You just say you're having a hair appointment. That's fine. That's kind of the norm.
Yeah, a hair appointment. Or you'll just get me on here very Irished up.
No, that's definitely. I'm down with it. Let's go bracket. Right. Let's go bracket next week. Week following, let's talk the craziness that the fallout from WandaVision, and the week after that, maybe I'll just talk about something a little bit more boring. Maybe I'll spin everybody up on the Snyder Cut, what the hell it actually is, something like that.
I'm saving my notes so I don't have to ask you like 4 times.
Because actually, that weekend of St. Patrick's Day is actually the week the Snyder Cut comes out. Comes out that Friday.
Ooh, then you should talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk Snyder Cut then. Yeah, we'll go bracket for March because it's March Madness. We'll talk WandaVision the following week, and then we'll go the lowdown, the skinny on Zack Snyder's 4-hour Justice League Snyder Cut.
Look at us planning ahead.
At least you're writing it down.
I did.
Do anything fun this week?
I got officially hired like full time with health insurance and everything. I'm no longer like a temporary hire. So that was fun.
Mental. Let's go.
And then I had some really good spinach ravioli from the new Italian place. So
the new Italian place, huh?
Overall a win. Ooh, and I had really good tacos from the new taco place.
Just fucking tearing it up, are you?
Yeah, I am.
came home from work, and Jenna was craving falafel, so I got her falafel bowl. And me and Aubrey
Was
threw
it from a new falafel place?
It was called Taza. It's relatively new. Hey, there you go, my man Brian. Congrats, Laura.
Thanks, dude.
Living the like did you? You got health insurance, you got dental.
I don't know. I didn't read the
She's
word.
like, don't get too excited.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. No, I'm pumped now. I'm actually excited. I'm gonna start thinking of categories now for next week. And we'll start the show off. We'll just belittle Allery for about 5-10 minutes. Oh, the dog and the cat get along?
Oh yeah, they're best buds. The cat's mad that the
Making the
dog's
big money.
sleeping. Not. Ah yeah, taxpayers' dollars at work right here.
Yeah, we'll come on next week. We'll belittle Allery 10-15 minutes, and then we'll jump into our March Madness bracket. I don't know. We should talk shows, talk movies, talk books, book characters.
Do I look like I know how a sports bracket works? Okay.
Yeah, I know you filled one out in middle school or something. Congrats, Laura. Also, love the new job.
Yeah, we did a bracket of what boys we wanted to date. I guess I don't know. I never won.
You guys have the cutie catchers out, New ravioli ranks similarly in your word. Yeah. So we're talking healthcare or ravioli.
Dude, I mean, it was really good. Okay, I love pasta.
I dig it. Oh, let me ask you. I'm gonna just continue rambling on if we don't ever stop. Last one. YouTube channel. Jen and Aubrey absolutely love it. They'll sit and watch hours of it. Pasta Grannies. Do you watch Pasta Grannies on YouTube?
I've never heard of it, but I could watch hours of people making pasta.
Legit little old crusty Italian grandmas making pasta.
Why do they have to be crusty?
Let's be honest.
Okay.
You guys have a good night. Be safe. I'm up past my bedtime. Love you. All right. Love you too, Mom. Yeah, Pasta Grannies. Check it out.
I watch a lot of Emmy Made It.
I'm not familiar with that one.
She makes a lot of stuff from Japan. Jen might like her.
Oh, okay.
Her full channel name is Emmy Made in Japan, so.
Okay. We discussed some of our favorite creators in the Black community. We hope that you heard something that you liked, some work that you might want to check out. We will be back next week. We're going to keep in spirit of March Madness and have a nice bracket breakdown, which is going to be great because now I need to figure out how to do it with all these pictures and shit and update on the fly. So that's going to be awesome.
Look at you taking on a challenge.
I'm telling you. Then we're going to talk the following week. We're going to talk WandaVision. The week after that, we're going to talk Zack Snyder's HBO Max exclusive Snyder Cut. With that being said, we're about to hit the hour mark exactly. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for keeping the chat going. Thanks for letting us know that you're helping build solar panel farms. That's a thing I didn't even know, but right on. Brian, nice to hear from you again as always. Izzy, Mom.
Always appreciate it.
Always appreciate it.
And yes, I love health insurance and ravioli the same amount.
Yeah, I don't blame you, honestly. But I'm Chris. To my left, your right, this is Laura. She's got a new job. Let her know what you think about it. And let her know that you're pumped about those taxpayer dollars. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
what? So I
guess I'm paid by the federal government. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm paid by the county.
Nice.
Awesome. Just you local folk.
Just you. Thank you. As always, I'm Chris. Damn, I always get this mixed up. This is Laura.
I'm Laura.
Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to others, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you. Bye.